the kitchen, and I'm very excited to have the beautiful Agatha. And we were just saying with our drinks how heavy, they were. So cheers.
Cheers.
And here's to happy cooking.
Thank you.
Now, we've been talking lately about how you live on acreage.
Well, yes, I do. 4 acres.
And 4 acres, and you've got your own chickens.
We have 8 hens and 1 rooster, yes.
So a lot of my students and a lot of my friends and family, and especially my Auntie Trix, have problems and have said things like, I've given up on poaching. And you said to me earlier that
I don't do it because I think I've tried once and I was not good at it. So I stick with scrambling my eggs.
Now, I've got something to tell you, and I don't know how you're going to take this, but when you were no good at it, that actually wasn't your fault.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sure that if you've tried poaching eggs before and it was a terrible disaster, and I've actually had a few of my friends and aunties send in photos and go, Mel, what am I doing wrong here? And it's this picture of this very traumatic egg in water, and it's just strung out completely, and they are blaming themselves, okay? But that's actually not the truth. The truth is it was the egg. Okay, so us city folk, are at a massive disadvantage because when we get eggs from the supermarket, even from the market or your local fruit and veg, they're probably already about 2 or 3 weeks old.
Yeah, right.
Now, when you have a 2 or 3 week old egg and you've kept it on the counter and it's at room temperature, cancel your day. You're not having poached eggs.
Yeah, right.
So back away from an old warm egg. Use it for baking. All right. So when we want to poach eggs, we need to chat up people like you that can bring in beautiful fresh farm eggs. So you're probably going to be more popular around the neighborhood.
That's fine. I'm happy to give them away. That's fine.
So we've actually got your lovely eggs here, and you've actually kept them in the fridge. So these are nice and cold, which is why I'm so happy and I'm smiling because I'm confident.
Okay, cool.
Now, when we're poaching, and I've been doing a whole lot of episodes about dinner party inspiration, but often we have friends and family around at breakfast or brunch, so we need to know how to make eggs sexy. Okay, so we need to know about poaching because if you can poach an eggs and your friends can't, well then you're more chefy than them. Okay, and of course you'll tell them because we all want everyone to live happily ever after. Now, poaching, there's a few ways to do it, and a lot of people and a lot of restaurants and even in the cookbooks they will tell you to put vinegar into the water. Now, I always say if you go around sipping vinegar out of a bottle and you like the flavor, put the vinegar in. I'm a bit of a vinegar snob. I don't like a poached egg, which is a very delicate flavor, and it is just overpowered with vinegar. I get quite upset, okay? I get quite offended and quite upset because eggs are such a delicate flavor and I don't like to ruin it. But the vinegar does help set the egg, and that's why they use it. But if you don't mind a more natural looking egg, they're going to just eat better and taste better. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you 2 ways to poach. So generally if it's just you and your hubby Matt, you might just poach 2 or 4 eggs. Okay. Then we can grab a little pot and you can poach in a pot. But if you have all the family over and you need to poach 8 to 16 eggs, you're going to be more efficient if you do it in a frying pan. So this is actually quite a deep frying pan. Now, because I've poached eggs so many times, okay, it's not my first time, I know that before I put the water in, I'm just going to give it a little spray with cooking spray. Now, you could rub that with butter or whatever you use, but that'll stop that egg when it's perfect and you go to scoop it out and it breaks, okay? I've seen all of this before. So what I'm going to do is quickly pop some swear word hot water in here, so out of the kettle, and then I will show you the behind the scenes on how to poach successfully. You are literally going to live happily ever after.
I'm excited.
We should drink to that.
Cheers.
So what we've got is the frying pan. I've sprayed the bottom. I put in some water out of the jug, or you could just put tap water in there and bring it to the boil. Now, when we are poaching, you need to kind of be the master of your cooktop. So if it's boiling, you need to be able to turn it down, and if it's not hot enough, you need to turn it up. Okay, so like I said, if you're doing it for 1 or 2 people, and you've seen it in the movies where they make the little whirlpool and you put the eggs in, that helps keep them nice and high, but not efficient if you're doing it for more than 4 people. Then you have to do eggs a little bit at a time. So what we're going to do is get ready for the poaching. And have you ever had a poached egg at a restaurant or a coffee shop and they made your toast soggy? Because they forgot to drain the egg. So what you can see is, I've got a little plate there. I'm going to grab some paper towel. This water is perfect now at this simmering. So if you take a look,
so it shouldn't be boiling, it just should be.
We can't have it too angry. The water can't be angry because it's going to jiggle the egg too much. So we want it to be hot enough so that it starts cooking the egg, but not so hot that it's moving it around. So just some paper towel, I'm going to pop it in there, and then I've got a plate actually ready to serve. Now, I'm going to show you how to do these poached eggs, and then, if you don't mind, I'm going to show you how to do a sexy burnt butter hollandaise to go with that.
Sounds delicious.
Breakfast just got delicious and very sexy. Okay, so I digress. This is boiling too much now, so I'll turn it down. Now we need to be ready, so I've got slotted spoons, so you'll go dig around and see whatever you need. This one here might be a little bit too deep, but I don't like to use metal in my fancy pans. So you can see here, I'm going to show you both ways. I'm going to show you the romantic way if it's just you and Matt, and you only need 2 eggs each. We're going to get a bit of a whirlpool going here. And this, like I said, is just to hold that egg up. And this needs to be deeper than the egg, otherwise you get the polka dot on the top where it's exposed. So just stirring it, and of course if there's kids around, being careful. And then we've got our lovely fresh eggs, which we are going to crack open. And you can see I'm quite close to the surface there. Oh, that's going to be good. And you see that slight bit of the egg white whisking around?
Yeah.
That's probably just a week old. And if you have a look at this, you can see, no, it's not even. All right, but that is absolutely fine, and most people get stressed when they see that.
Right.
I'm not stressed.
Okay.
This is just real life.
Okay.
So it's not like a movie star where the eggs are absolutely perfect. That is a fresh egg, and because of the egg white, it's just going to do that.
Yeah, okay.
Also, what we can do is, now that it's stopped, I could be efficient now. Are you impressed with my one-handed egg opening?
Very impressed.
I can actually do 2, but I don't want to.
This is why you go to the gym, right?
Yes. So we can pop those in there. Now, this is also handy if you like your eggs soft, but Matt likes them really cooked. You can put one in before the other one, okay? So just bear in mind that we don't want that water to be boiling because it is going to mess up our little egg. So I've sort of turned them down. So we got 3 there. Now, if you're poaching, I always say poach a few extra, because then tomorrow for your Caesar salad or whatever, you have some beautiful poached eggs. And if you're training, you might want to have some protein ready to go. So this could go in a lunchbox or become part of a dish the next day. So while you've got your whole poaching system set up, you may as well be efficient. Okay, so can you see here how this water is perfect? And if you are offended by that little bit of egg white coming off there, you can scoop it off. But you can see here is the eggs are underwater. They're cooking nice and gently. And all we need to do is wait for about a minute for them to be a soft poach. And it all depends on the size of the egg and what the water is doing. But all we need to do then is take them out, drain them on the paper, and then I'll show you how to pimp them up.
Perfect.
Yeah, so what do you think so far?
Look, you make it look easy, I can tell you that.
Why don't you pop an egg in right over here?
Oh my gosh.
You crack that egg in there.
I can't do one-handed though.
No, one-handed. I was just showing off. So I'll drink while you do that.
Can I crack here and then take over there?
Absolutely, whatever it takes.
I'm scared.
I
think I did it too high.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Drop that. There we go.
I feel like I did it too high.
That is amazing. We should drink to that.
Cheers.
Okay. You did poach eggs
Yay,
on camera.
I did it. Oh
there.
gosh.
So that means you could do it in front of the friends and family. Okay. So egg poaching, like I said, you could have put vinegar in, and you can use a white vinegar, but it really does ruin the flavor. What you could also do is a little bit of salt into the water. So if you put some salt in the water, that egg then is perfectly seasoned, in my opinion. All right, so in a minute we'll take those out.
And so that temperature is fine?
It's fine. It's fine. If you are a bit worried, I can see the water's moving a bit, so I can see it's hot. You could also stick your finger in. Well, it's not safe, is it? These are looking amazing. We'll go a bit hotter. See, there's time for drinking on the side.
Yeah. Always.
Right. Although you wouldn't probably, you'd have an Aperol Spritz or a Prosecco for breakfast.
Maybe.
Wouldn't you?
Why not? It's 12 o'clock somewhere.